right, super cool and unique product today. A completely custom body. Half Musiclander, half Jaguar, 8-string baritone guitar body. That's what the guy's making out of it. Because of all the unique features, this is as far as we're going with it. He's going to put in his own neck pocket and control cavity, but this would be a good start for him. So let's get rolling. Hey, if you find yourself enjoying this kind of content and want to see more, why don't you mash down on that subscribe button? That helps us immeasurably. And then maybe punch the like button and give us a thumbs up and maybe comment and stuff. That helps us bring you more content like this. So please do that, it helps a lot. And now, due in part to the overly litigious society in which we reside, listen to my robot.
Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! No, Will Robinson! Danger!
Okay, so the customer changed it again, which is very common. He's a super nice guy, don't get me wrong, very helpful. And I understand that when you're doing a custom body, some people don't realize all the detail that's required, especially if you're using a pick guard. If you're using a pick guard, you have to make sure that the cavities align with your pick guard. And your pick guard has to align with the neck pocket, with everything else. So I understand that it's a little more than some people think it is at first. So this is the final version where we're just doing the outside contour and that large 8-string pickup pocket. So let's get to that. All right, the customer wants this one made out of mahogany, so I have mahogany blank in here. I have a much larger blank than I actually need, just because I don't have, it's a custom body shape and I don't have a template that I can set on here like this to make sure that it misses everything and that it fits onto the blank. So I have a much larger blank than I actually am going to need to cut this. But let us go and zero our Z. Okay, so you've seen me do this 100 times. All I'm doing is bringing the bit down until it just touches the top surface. And I know that because I spin this spindle by hand and I lower it literally a couple of thou at a time, and right there is where it just barely touches. Okay, so we're ready to go. I'm going to zero out my Z right there. I am going to return to home, which is my start position for everything. Get my spindle going. Spindle's about 18.5 thousandths. I'm going to turn on the dust collection and I'm going to start the route. It's all machined out. Missed everything. Looks good. Let's unbolt it and cut off the tabs here. All right, so we got 2 tabs on here. We got one right here, we got one right here. We got to cut those off. I'm just using like a pull saw here. And I'll come in from this angle here. One. 2. All right. All right, next up, as subscribers to the channel should know, I mean, you're subscribed, right? No, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not. I'll wait, whatever. All right, here we go. We're gonna use the drum sander and we're gonna remove what's left of those tabs and hit anything else around the edge of the body that needs sanding. Okay, that generally does it. However, if you look right here, there's a little discoloration and my drum sander is too big to get in there. So I'm gonna take it on my little oscillating spindle sander and just clean that up. So I have the small diameter drum on here and we'll just clean up this little discoloration here. Takes. All right, so the customer also wants a forearm cut and a belly cut. Now this is a completely custom body, so there is no way for me to know exactly what that is. In conversations with the customer, he said, well, just make them like a Strat. And I said, okay, I mean, that's a little, that's a little subjective, but I'll do the best I can. So here's my Strat template. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark this right here. And what am I doing? I'm just eyeballing this, okay? I mean, that looks like a forearm contour to me. And then on the back here, he does want a belly cut. So this is a specific radius of circle here that's called out in the Strat print. So that's why I'm using this. And you'll notice it's probably not gonna be straight on the body here, but it'll give me the same radius as a Strat belly cut. I'm going to change this here just a little bit because my eyeball says to. Okay, and so we'll cut that Strat belly cut and Strat forearm contour on the bandsaw. All right, so here we are at the bandsaw and I have the blade guide up all the way. So I can get the most, I can really get a good angle coming in here. And I'm just gonna freehand this in. There you go. As that blade comes to stop in the background, you can see that that's pretty rough and it doesn't exactly follow the cutout I had. Same with this. Pretty rough, that one's pretty good. but this is just flat here. And we want a true forearm cut. We want a radius on that. So we do that over at the Monster. All right, this is the Monster, the most dangerous machine in my shop. You hear me say that every time I use it, and I'll probably say it every time I use it because I have the scars to back that up. So what we'll do is we'll just use this 60 grit belt, and we'll round this over, and we'll clean this up and bring it to final contour. I do have my protective gear on here. Here we go. You can see that this got rounded over in a nice radius, and this is cleaned up and it's right there, and this is a nice straight line, it doesn't wobble. We still clean it up with the orbital sander, but we're almost to home plate now. All right, here we are at my little workbench. My orbital sander here, 100 grit belt, or 100 grit pad, and what I'll do is I'll make this to the final dimension as well as the back, and then I'll hit the top and the bottom also. So here we go. Okay, there's the top. Let's get the back. That's all there is to that. That's nice and rounded right here. I'll hit this by hand right here, as well as this area right here by hand, because when I do the round over, it won't, the router doesn't go down that far. So let's do that round over now. Customer called out a 3/16 radius round over. We got to be a little careful right there and right there. He's going to come by later and put in his humongous neck pocket for his 8-string, but we want to give him a little bit of room there. It's a lot easier for him to take a little more off, a little rat tail file or something, than it is to put it back on, so we'll be careful through there. Okay, I wanted to bring you in pretty close here to show you just how sensitive that part is. And as you can see, it burned it a little bit, discolored it a little bit because I was going so slow right here because I wanted to make sure that I didn't cut in there. Same thing here. See, real nice, comes out real nice, but it's a little burned there, so I'll have to hit that by hand. Kind of the same on the front if you look right in here. I eased it out really nice, but I was going so slow that it burned it. Same thing down here. That's okay, I have dowels with sandpaper on them where I can clean those up. So let's go and do the final sanding. All right, there you have it. The most custom of guitars. A Musiclander / Jaguar / 8-string guitar body out of mahogany. Say when you order custom guitar bodies from me or from us, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions if it's something this weird, okay? And I don't want you to think that, you know, I'm picking on you or whatever, or why am I asking all these questions? I want to give you what you want. I don't know what you want. You have to tell me. So I can't give you what you want. All I can do is give you what you tell me to give you. So there's a lot of dimensional questions and all that kind of stuff. I just don't want you to be disappointed or get something that you can't use. That's particularly important on something like this that's going to have a pickguard on it. He's going to put in his own custom control cavity for where he wants his controls, and he's going to put in like an angled single coil up here. And if he's got a pickguard for that, that's all got to line up. And in order for me to make something that lines up, I need very specific dimensions on where all that stuff goes. So a lot of times guys will get frustrated that I ask them a lot of questions on something this custom. But that's why I do it. The only reason I do that is to make sure that I'm giving you something that will work for you and that you'll be satisfied with. Anyhow, hope the customer is satisfied with this one. We did go back and forth quite a bit, and there was some 3D models sent and all that kind of stuff. But this is what he wanted, and this is what he's getting. So I'll see you on the next build, and if you haven't already, please mash down on that subscribe button, hit the like, give me a comment, ask me a question, whatever. That all helps the algorithm at YouTube say, hey, this guy's doing a good job, and he'll push the channel a little more. All right, thanks again.